Hey there, thanks for joining us at the Rabbit Hole of Research, where you'll learn a few facts that you can impress your friends with at a party. Hey, welcome back to the Rabbit Hole of Research, down here in the basement studio for episode 38 mini recap. You have me, Joe. You got Nick. We've got Georgia.
Hi there.
So it was a fun episode. It was part of our Fantastic Four series. And on this episode, we covered Ben Grimm, The Thing, and Strong, Tough Skin. And so in the episode, the idea that we discussed was, what does it mean to be unbreakable on the outside, but caring and empathetic within, but seen as a monster? In the episode, we explored the biology, symbolism, and real-world analogs of tough skin, from Ben Grimm's rocky mutation in Fantastic Four to Luke Cage's chemically hardened dermis, and Monk Addison, a supernatural investigator, literally tattooed with the dead. New York Times best-selling author Jonathan Mayberry joined us to discuss how skin functions as a site of trauma, memory, and power across science fiction, horror, and comics. We covered everything from metal-armored snails and scar tissue formation to 19th century racist pseudoscience, DARPA's dermal armor tech research, and how keloids, tattoos, and bulletproofing reflect deeper narratives of identity, survival, and transformation. If you ever wondered what skin can remember and what it might still be hiding, that episode went beneath the surface.
Well,
So,
when did you start scripting this out?
I know
it was
that
just
was
a
like
recap. People listen
like,
to the recap for a recap of what the main
that
episode
was
was
quite
about.
a summary.
I've been building slowly to
You're
that. If
trying
you guys,
to outdo us here.
the last few episodes.
Nick, come on. We got to step up our game.
You guys
here.
can write the opening monologue if you like. It's like a talk
I
show.
can do that.
I'm getting ready for a talk show. That's it. I got to do that in my
Are you thinking we're going to start doing cold openings?
That's right.
That was just,
That's yeah, there you go. That's more.
Do what kind of openings?
A cold opening, like Saturday Night Live and other shows. Yeah, no, it was a super fun episode.
It was exciting.
Really exciting.
yeah, having John on was great.
Yeah, really good guests, and a lot of historical kind of topics came up in comics, and yeah, no, it was really neat. There was a few things in the episode that came up, and we didn't talk about it. I think, Nick, you had brought up skin disorders, the tree bark skin disorder, and it's often referred to as Epidermodysplasia Verruciformis, EV. It's a rare genetic condition that causes wart-like growths resembling tree bark over the skin. But I looked up a few more, and there's a couple other skin disorders. One was calcinosis, cutis. Refers to the abnormal deposition of calcium salts in the skin and underlying tissues. And scleroderma is a disease that causes the hardening of skin. It's an autoimmune condition where the body produces too much collagen, leading to thickening and tightening of the skin and potentially affecting other tissues and organs. So there was a few.
And the tree one is interesting because on our plan episode, didn't we talk about maybe coming up with some sort of character that was tree-like? Like a superhero tree?
Groot.
I know, yeah.
We were talking about Groot.
Groot, yeah.
No, but I thought it went beyond Groot. I don't know.
It went,
No, because Joe was trying to say that Groot wasn't a tree, and then everyone
right.
said that he was.
Okay.
Not a tree.
And then Joe had to do the shame back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe Groot has this rare skin disease.
Groot's not a human. That's his own thing.
He's a tree.
He's not a tree. He's not a botanical
He is a tree.
species.
I think he
don't
is
know.
a tree.
I don't know. That's not the episode for that.
Okay,
We'll have to
sorry.
revisit
Sorry.
the botanical episode.
Yes.
Another thing in the episode, Jonathan had mentioned a frog that can freeze and then revive itself. That's an actual thing.
Yes.
That's the Alaskan wood tree frog. It's a species known for its ability to survive freezing temperatures by hibernating on the forest floor and even freezing solid during the winter. This adaptation allows them to thrive in the harsh Alaskan climate where they are the only amphibian to live north of the Arctic Circle.
Wow.
So that's,
Whoa.
Yeah,
So can it like die by not being unfrozen or no?
your question is,
So if it's
how long, right?
if it's frozen for too long, does it die?
Would it die?
Yeah.
I believe, yes. I don't know what the amount of time that it has.
Could it be like
a good question?
So-and-so's head that's on ice for hundreds of years?
Are you talking about Walt Disney?
That's a myth. His head is in.
I'm pretty sure it's a true thing.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I think it's just a myth.
We'll cover that on a different episode. Don't worry.
So I quickly looked this up because it's a really interesting question. But 7 to 8 months during the winter
is how long?
Solid. Yep. That's
if
what
it went over that amount of time, there could be an issue.
It could be. Yep. Some issues with it, and some of it just could be how long.
That's the season there,
right?
Yeah.
And how long their bodies will last. And you're just there, so.
But quite a few like frogs and things do hibernate over the winter, even in less harsh conditions. Like they might not freeze solid, but they hibernate throughout the winter.
Right. Well, I don't know. I'm just looking quickly. Maybe I'll look some more. If someone's actually froze them longer than that, is it like a year if you just kept them in the freezer? But I can imagine that other bad things start to happen being frozen that long in there. Some of the protective properties that they have.
Yeah. I feel like after the episode, you guys were thinking of other kind of skin-related superheroes, but now I don't remember what they were.
You mean Luke Cage?
No, we talked about Luke Cage. I'm sorry. You can't go by my... You can't go by my mem.
Something I wanted to bring up on the episode about strong skin, and we were talking about ways you could do it, but we didn't talk about non-Newtonian fluids, how potentially that could be
and can you remind me what that is?
Yeah, no, I definitely can. A non-Newtonian fluid as a fluid whose viscosity resistance to flow changes depending on the applied stress. Unlike Newtonian fluids like water, whose viscosity remains constant regardless of force, non-Newtonian fluids behave differently under stress, sometimes acting like solids, sometimes like liquids. And probably the most famous non-Newtonian fluid is called oobleck, and it was from Dr. Seuss. And you can make it quite easily at home with cornstarch. You mix 1 part water with 1.5 to 2 parts cornstarch. And then you will get this kind of mixture. And essentially after you have it, if you try to punch it, your fist, it'll be like a solid, like punching a solid rubbery material. But if you actually apply less force and just put your hand on it gently, your hand can sink into it like a liquid.
And then how does that relate to the skin episode?
So the skin, I thought that might be a way to explain bulletproof, right? So if you have a skin which is responsive to force, then you could stop bullets or someone jabbing a knife at you because now your skin, it's acting like a non-Newtonian fluid. It won't allow penetration.
If you're gentle,
I guess
then
if you're
you'd be able to go ahead and draw blood through the...
I guess you could, right, if you go really slowly. But how slow is slow and what's the underlining? But that might be a way, because we were talking about different ways you could actually have strong skin like that. You could potentially do it that way, and you have that kind of process. And that might be like we brought up Luke Cage and the bullets, that as it hit, then it ground in a little bit. Maybe the change in force allowed that bullet to penetrate and go in there. But yeah, that's just something I thought was fun. And I had it in my notes last time. The conversation just went down other rabbit holes and I didn't get to it. So there you go. But I think that's all I had from the episode.
It was a fun episode. I'm glad Jonathan came on, and I hope you had fun.
Georgia, do you have anything? I know you thought you were a little quiet in the episode. Did you
A little starstruck?
Yeah, a little. But no, I think we covered it.
Yeah.
Hey, Georgia.
Yeah.
I don't recall you bringing out Twilight at all this episode.
Oh my gosh.
Was there an episode that
Why
had anything to do
I don't
with
know,
this?
Nick. Is there a Twilight Zone episode about skin?
Did
you
I
find
don't know. I don't
something?
have that.
Oh.
No, I was just saying if you had any.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mm.
I know. I dropped the Twilight Zone ball.
What have you guys been watching lately? Anything good?
We watched Ironheart.
Yeah.
We started watching.
What do you guys think?
I thought it was pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah. Takes place in Chicago out here, so that's
Yeah, that's fun.
That's very nice. Yep. Yeah. It was
What
like
part of Chicago do you think it's in mainly?
South Side?
yeah. I'd probably say South Side,
Yeah.
but I also feel like it happens in downtown as well.
Oh yeah, because they had that. I don't want to spoil it. People have probably watched it.
Yeah.
but
and
it's really good. It's worth a watch. Go out, watch Ironheart. It was really good.
And then,
I mean,
yeah, that is true.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
even know how you'd go out.
Go out to a friend's house. Or
Well,
something.
yeah.
I don't know.
It's not like at the theater.
No, it's
though.
not at the theater, but
Yeah.
you could. That'd be cool. If they showed it at like a bar or coffee shop or something.
Yeah,
Just in the corner.
all watch together.
You just watch it. Yeah. But
watch party.
watch party. They used to do that on Disney Plus. You could do a watch party, and then you would tell your friends that you're watching at the same time, and then
Is
it
that
would
not
sync
an
up.
option anymore?
I haven't seen that.
That was definitely like a COVID.
Maybe
thing.
that was it, but I remember they
like-
had that where it was like you
we
need a watch
watched.
party.
We watched it with, but then it was
Yes.
off just slightly, and then
It
that
was-
wasn't
right,
good.
right.
'cause- Yeah.
But yeah. What have you been watching, reading, Nick?
Well, we watched all of Ironheart, like you guys,
Mhm.
or whatever was been released. And can't say we've been watching much lately. It's been a slow week for us over here with media and stuff. Just trying to
Yeah. Catch
get
up.
stuff done.
Yeah, we watched I know I mentioned it before. We Are Liars by E.
Oh, yeah.
The book is by E. Lockhart,
Mhm.
and they just came out with it's on Amazon Prime, the series, and we actually kind of flew through that series, and it was really
Oh,
good,
yeah.
really good. I liked it.
Thanks.
Yeah. You
We'll have to check that one out.
No, I think people will enjoy it if you like a nice little twisty thriller.
Yeah,
thriller,
yeah, I liked
Yeah.
it, and made me think of Cape Cod, so that was fun.
It is true, yes. It's set on Cape Cod.
There you go.
Yep.
Although we were not on our own private island.
No,
when we
we
visited
We're
there.
not that fortunate to have our own private island.
No? Are
No.
you sure?
I'm pretty sure. But yeah,
Interesting.
cool.
But yeah,
Awesome. Future episodes coming up. We're going to finish out the Fantastic Four series. We have
We have a couple more, right?
2 more. Johnny Storm with Dr. David Pincus from University of Chicago, talking about Flame On. And then we'll wrap up the series with talking about Mr. Fantastic and stretching. We'll include Plastic Man in that discussion. So Alex had asked about that on a comment, but that's with Dr. Maria Dow from Northwestern University. So those 2 wrap up that series.
And then are we going to have a watch party?
And then that will come out
Watch
July 23rd. And I think Fantastic Four comes out July 25th. And I think we were all going to, the Rabbit Hole Research crew was going to head to the theater. You have to leave, put on some pants, and go out to the theater and see
we
it.
have
Yeah.
to.
It's highly
Put on dress pants. You can just put on kind of casual pants.
pants nonetheless.
Pants, yes. Yeah, and then in other news, I don't know if I've mentioned on here, I know in the newsletter portion, but I'll be attending professional at DragonCon over Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
So if you happen to be at DragonCon, come and say hi.
Fun.
Yeah,
All right.
I think that's it. I think we've got me, Joe, here. We've got
You got Nick.
Nick, we have Georgia,
Yep.
and
And we went down some mini hole.
mini,
Little tiny
little,
holes.
tiny, tough, rough, rocky holes. That's it.
Bye-bye.
All right, stay safe out there. Love y'all.